We are live.
What is up, Adam?
What is going on?
Damn. Hey guys, welcome to episode 138.
I believe so.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry about last week.
We took a much needed week off, I will say.
I think personally for me, I had a lot going on that week, and then I just finished working a 6 day period, so that was fun. But I know Adam started school, and I think our work schedules just kind of went over each other, so we just wanted to apologize. I wanted to apologize in advance. But if you haven't yet, check out last week's Movie News Monday and this upcoming Thursday, prior tomorrow, after listening to this,
hmm
we have a new episode of TV Inquiry that I'm really proud and excited about. So keep an eye out for that.
So it
So,
is episode 137.
oh, I'm
Um,
ahead.
it would be one if we did an episode last week. It
If
would have
we
been, yeah.
did.
So I mean, but like I said, we needed a week off. A lot going on, a lot of exciting stuff. So in
Yeah,
the
do you want to share
personal
that a little bit?
no, it's okay. It's all right.
Are you
If
sure?
you know, you know is
All
all I'm
right.
gonna say. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
so
Um,
before we get started with anything, we should mention, if you're listening to this, we've got nothing planned after the box office. So we're
this
kind
is
of
gonna be
just
a free for all. This is basically gonna be a podcasting, like
yeah.
real
There
podcasting.
is no plan after like I said, the box office. So we're gonna see where it goes.
Honestly, plans never fall through anyway.
Yep.
I'm learning that more as an adult.
hmm
That you make a plan. Yeah, but if you schedule something, now that's a different thing. I think there's a different variation between I'm planning to do this versus scheduling because it feels more like confirmed. Personally, I think I'm listening. I'm realizing that now.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I feel like it's gonna be a lot of fun, and also I think it's gonna like be a refresher
Yeah. Different
for
than
yeah,
the old or the normality that we always have, where it's
yeah.
box office and some sort of news or some sort of review. It's just gonna be fun to just kind of just talk about whatever the hell we want this episode. So
Yeah. I
yeah.
have one thing to talk about, but I think it's related to box office, so that's probably it.
Okay.
Which is good. I'm
Um.
excited to hear this week's box office because I'm really curious
Yeah.
where things are at.
Before we get into the box office, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/at our real addiction. Go ahead and follow us on Instagram at our real addiction as well, and on TikTok, which is also our real addiction, and on Twitter at our real pod. We're the most active on Instagram. We haven't been lately, but we will be soon again. Um, so just be patient because we are.
And thank you for tuning in and
Oh
staying in with
yeah,
us weekly. Like
yeah,
we can't thank you enough either. And sorry if we do blip at times, but at least it's not 5 years.
yeah. No, sometimes only just one
But
week, but you guys have been killing it with the support on the views. You know.
yeah, thank you so much. And for feedback as well. Like we both really appreciate it.
hmm
Very we honestly we're like very shocked sometimes. We're like, how did this get so many views? And it's like either like Movie News Mondays or TV Inquiry, and we're kind of like, oh, this is cool. I think we're kind of like in a revamp period where we're doing things, and it's great. And when we get together, it's a lot of fun. So
Yeah, it really is. But yeah, I mean, last couple episodes have been pretty decent. We had a movie news Monday that had a good reception. Same thing with TV Inquiry. And the podcast before that, very very well. We had the clickbait one that got us over 100 views. Um,
yo, it worked. We got you.
yeah, it was super
I think
clickbait.
it's considered a view after like 2 minutes,
Yeah,
or I don't know.
who
I don't know
knows?
the rules of it, but we got him. We got him. We got
Yep,
him. It's
ladies,
fine.
ladies and gentlemen,
Sponsorship.
we got him.
We got him. Oh man.
Yep. You ready to get into box office?
Yeah, I'm actually really excited to hear about it.
All right. So coming in at number 5 for the weekend of September 1st to the 3rd. Coming in at number 5 is Oppenheimer at $5.7 million. It brings the grand total up to 153 million dollars, 542 of that being international, and 310 of that being domestically. I kind of wanted to bring this up because it's now I wanted to talk a little bit about this specifically, just because it's now the second highest grossing rated R film of all time. The only one I think it has left to beat out is either Joker. Or it might be the third. So I know Deadpool and Joker were like the two highest. Joker is well into the billions at like 1.1, but Oppenheimer is up there. It's like the third most successful film in the Chris Nolan in all of his work, so that's great. I think we I said it that this one is gonna be a slow cooker in terms of it's going to make a lot of money, but it's going to last a lot longer, like in the box office. I could be right. I'm not necessarily right. I did originally think Barbie would be out of the box office. It's not. Barbie's still killing it. However, it was a longer weekend, so there is more. But
Right.
Oppenheimer is here at number 5, and it's at 853 million. It's like Chris Nolan's third successful film of all time, but it's just hanging in there, like I said it
Right.
would. Because it's been out a month and a half now. So yeah,
Yeah, that's insane. That's a long time for a movie run. Well, actually, yeah, hypothetically, movies run about a month. Not hypothetically,
depends.
objectively.
Not right now though. Everything's out in like 2 weeks.
Yeah,
Everything gets cycled out in 2 weeks because like Blue Beetle's not going to be there long. Gran Turismo that also came out not going to be there long. Equalizer not going to be there that long. Like just in all honesty, it's not like it's no disrespect to these films. It's just these are films that cycle out. I can see Oppenheimer and Barbie outlasting all three of these films in their entire box office runs. In all honesty, um,
right. Especially when it's coming back to IMAX.
oh,
Uh, September 26th.
well, it's finally gonna be in IMAX.
Or yeah, it's coming
Yeah,
to IMAX.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's finally they're giving it,
exactly.
which is gonna help generate more revenue for Barbie as well. Coming in at number 4 is Gran Turismo at $6.6 million.
Whoa.
That's a week. It just released last week, I believe. Yeah. It's currently sitting at 80 million, 30 of that being domestic and 50 million of that being international. Have you gotten the chance to see that, or are you going to see it?
To be honest, it might be a skip for me until streaming.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly because I have no interest in it. But I am a David Harbour fan, and I kind of do like the inspired from a true story. And I'd like to see what I guess you know what I'm lying. It does interest me, but I don't think I'm gonna make time for that movie.
Yeah.
I'm actually more excited to go see Bottoms,
Mm-hmm.
um, and the Equalizer 3, even though I haven't seen the first two.
Yeah.
But I yes and no. I think it's my final answer. Yes and no.
Yeah. I don't think
But
it
80
looks
million so
cool.
far worldwide,
Yeah.
that's
Not
and
bad.
people are seeing this movie. No, I mean that's great because from what I know, recently Blue Beetle just hit their 100 million.
Yeah, well, and that's actually number 3. So I'm glad you brought that
Wow.
up. So Blue Beetle made $7.1 million, in its like third box weekend at the box office. It brings up the grand total to 104 million, 58 of that being domestic and 45 million being the international. Like we said, Blue Beetle sent out to die. Whether it was a good
Sadly.
film or not, overall it was a great it's a fun time, but it's fun and it's a good story for a comic book film. There's a lot of logic that you have to again like kind of throw out in like out of the window, or like just disregard some of the logic just for it to make sense. But overall, it's a great film.
It
Like
is, and it's one of DC's better projects. So I really do encourage people still to go see this
yeah,
movie because believe it or not, I have been hearing buzz about it, which is nice. And I overhear it during my table sometime whenever I'm working. And I'm like also recommending it and talking to them at the bar. And I'm like, hey guys, have you seen Blue Beetle? And everyone's kind of almost like not a big fan of the DC. Other people
yeah,
are being like, actually, yes, I did, and I really enjoyed it, and it was a lot of fun.
yeah,
And I was like, yes, can we talk about it a little more? Can we talk about like how this movie is a really great introduction to a new revamp of DC, which is nice.
Yeah.
We'll see how that goes. But again, most of it kind of just cycles back to the direction it's going in terms of who the executive producers are, their timeline specifically. But yeah, I think that's just gonna be it for Blue Beetle. Hopefully, it gets its flowers and love and appreciation once streaming happens. And I do see that often whenever movies do hit streaming, because I think at this point there is a big portion of the world that just waits for that now and is like sufficient with that. They miss
Yeah.
out on the movie theater experience, and that's unfortunate. But to each their own, because at the end of the day, they're still watching the movie some shape, form, or another. But you are missing that aspect of a movie theater that makes us fans of going to being average movie theater goes. Um,
No, 100%. I think like you say, like, it's just like a lot of people do tend to wait for streaming services because it's in the comfortability of your own home. It's simple as that. That beats paying for a $20 ticket to go see this film in IMAX, or even a $12 ticket on the weekend just to see it in a regular format, when you can wait a month and a half and it's going to be on streaming service for $5.99 on HBO Max. It just
right.
sucks. Like, that's just a simple truth. Um,
And
I
also too, I really think about this a lot now. And it really didn't hit me, but it's because of just being part of the AMC Stub family. You're like, oh, I'll see this movie whenever I want, because it's
Yeah,
already included in your week. And then and then it kind of creeps up on you. It's like, well, if I didn't have it, I would be paying $16 for a ticket,
yeah,
or I'll be waiting for like a Tuesday or Thursday deal, right? Like some places offers AMC included. And then not on top of that, but like what I'll be eating there, or if I'm doing, like you start thinking of your nights in advance, and you're kind of like, oh man,
yeah,
this is going to the movies is now like $100, like close to $100 thing. So that being said, it's like I also understand the discouragement of that in the sense, because again, at the comfort of your own home, you don't have to deal with that. But oh man,
no, yeah,
go to the
definitely,
movies.
yeah.
Go to the movies right
Yeah,
now.
for
This is an
sure.
order.
It's just like, yeah, definitely. Yeah, but Blue Beetle, great film overall. Good, especially if you're of the Mexican heritage, or the Latino heritage. Like, go see it. It's a great film. It's a great film in that aspect. And even a great superhero film. But coming in at number two is gonna be Barbie at $10.2 million, grand total up to $1.3 billion, 612 of that being domestic and 771 million being international. No
Go
surprise.
Barbie.
Yeah, Barbie is just absolutely killing it. Yeah, I mean, there's really not much to say on it. It's breaking records. Left and right. It's now the highest grossing film of 2023. Again, no surprise in that. I mean, great film, or good, or I should say good film, so it's just like, obviously a lot of
Yeah.
people enjoying it, and it's, just continuing to make its money at the box office.
Are you
Um,
gonna see it in IMAX?
Probably not. Yeah.
I think I might, only because the damn dance sequences are like engraved in my head,
Hmm.
like the "I'm Just Ken"
Yeah.
and the "Dance the Night Away" by Dua Lipa during that little whole dance montage.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm stuck on it. I'm plagued. I keep rewatching it on TikTok, and I'm like, this is fun, and I just want to experience that in IMAX. I feel like I might see it
Yeah. I
for
still got
sure.
to get out to see Oppenheimer again. I've still only seen it one time.
Is it still
Um,
in seven? Is it still offered in that
no, it's
format?
not. It's
It's
not.
done.
Unfortunately, no. I don't actually. I'd have to check because Blue Beetle, I don't think at this point would be added. I think it's
No.
done though in 70 millimeter and IMAX in general. I mean, maybe some theaters will carry it if like they don't, if like there's not films, like if it's offered, like how could you not if people are still but like getting tickets to it,
Hmm.
So I mean, that's how it is. If you offer it, if it's selling tickets, show it in there,
Right. Of
um
course.
but yeah, no, coming in at number one is Equalizer 3, which made $34.6 million. And it bringing its grand total, it was released just a couple of days ago, bringing the grand total up to $68 million, 42 of that being domestic and 26 of that being international. This is the Denzel film, right?
Yes, and you know what? I was confusing it with the other movie, The Expendables.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. The fourth one's coming out.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I was confusing with. I have seen The Equalizer. That's actually a pretty solid movie. Like I guess it's gonna be a trilogy at this point.
Hmm.
It is, but it's a pretty solid. I mean, anything with Denzel Washington, not gonna lie, is pretty good. And I think he really picks out his scripts. But this is The Equalizer. The first one's pretty solid. It's up there in the sense, and don't come for me for saying this, but it's up there in that John Wick way.
Okay.
Not for it's like obviously there's John Wick, there's that. Different. It's just in terms of action and
Yeah.
its tone and its story, I
No,
feel
I
like.
get you. I get what you mean. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, because I was
Yeah.
like, oh, I hope I'm not losing him, like in that sense. Because I,
But like,
this.
I
Yeah,
mean, if you
sorry.
can, if like, let's see, like with you, if you can compare it like to John Wick, I would trust that, as
Oh,
opposed
thank
to,
you.
like, I mean, I would trust that opinion. I mean, you're not gonna, if you feel it's like John Wick, it's probably in that same, because I've never seen any of them in all honesty. Um, but I feel like, I know they're action films. John Wick for the most part is an action film, so it's just like, I mean, I feel, yeah, so.
Yeah,
I mean,
I damn. So that's up there right now. Good.
yeah,
I'm
that's
glad.
that's at number
I'm
one
very
in
happy
its
about it.
first couple days.
Yeah.
So it's on day
Right
number
now,
3.
it's such a weird period. I
It
think
re-
because
it really is. It really
because we
is.
got okay. The bigger blockbusters are the Marvels, and then I know I'm stoked. I am so stoked for November. The Hunger Games, The Ballads of Songs and Snake Birds. I believe I'm saying that right. That is what I'm stoked for
Yeah,
sure. And then there's a December movie coming up too. Oh, it was supposed to be Dune, right?
that got pushed back to
And that
2024.
got pushed back to
Yeah.
2024 March, which kind of sucks. Um, but yeah,
So I got a
now
couple right here, couple projects that changed their dates. So the untitled Ghostbusters sequel to Ghostbusters Afterlife had a release date of December 20th later this year. It's been removed from the slate entirely. Paw Patrol actually moved back to week, so it was scheduled to open later this week or later this month on the 23rd. It moved back 6 days to the 29th. The Exorcist actually had to move up because of Taylor Swift. Um,
oh my God.
we can talk a little bit about
Yes,
that.
let's talk about that.
So obviously the Taylor Swift concert was announced to live in like, I don't know if it's just AMC, but live in theaters to on October
Well,
13th.
I
And
think it's
so,
coming to IMAX
okay. And so
specifically. But you can catch it on regular. You don't have to watch IMAX. However, and this is fact. When I got the notification, and this is kind of shady because AMC, like, what are you doing? Actually, I don't know. My friend Perlo also has AMC stubs.
it's not included in the A list, right?
It's not included in the A list,
Yeah.
but you still get a notification for the app. So I got the notification like 3 hours later. The the announcement went live on Twitter.
Yeah.
She got it probably like 2 hours beforehand. And when I went to go find tickets for this thing,
Nothing.
gone,
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah.
But the good thing is that it's not just for that one day. They have it for weekends, but I think it's only for a week because I looked for it on a week from the day of,
Hmm.
and it was still on there, but I think it was like it wasn't in IMAX anymore. But when I tell you, it was like gone. The only seats available in one of the in IMAX theaters was like probably disability.
Oh damn.
And that's it. Yeah, no, this was emptied. Like it was like if Endgame released
And the
all
88
over again.
seats, I don't even think the majority of them aren't actual seats. They're wheelchair spaces.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, so it's just like, like even if you wanted to occupy that area, you couldn't.
Right.
Like in an actual seat, I think.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, I mean that thing broke like records. It broke like, I think it broke like No Way Home's record where it sold like the most tickets in like 24 hours. Um, yeah, it's
Yeah,
just
man.
super.
It
It was super insane. Um,
Swifties, bro. Like Swifties are up there
yeah, it's
in terms of revenue.
it's
Like
they're definitely they're definitely leaning into a cult activity. Like this is like a Swifty thing is a serious matter that we need to
I found the
address.
clickbait for this episode.
What is that?
Taylor Swift fans, cult or not?
Cult or not?
I'm think no, I think we
The
can. I think we
Swifties cult.
the Swifties cult. We can come up with a better title, but I feel like we got something here because it's perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Swifties cult.
yeah. It's just gonna be like Illuminati stuff.
Yeah.
Don't put up the sign. We're gonna get banned.
No, we're not. We're gonna get. You know what? Our show is gonna get take removed from everywhere. Our secret agent
Yeah,
is going to be like,
they're
hey,
gonna be like,
like,
"Yo, you
how
guys
do
can't
you
do
know
that."
that?
Yeah,
Like, hey, delete that right now.
yeah. Seriously, cut the cameras. Cut
Cut
the
the
cameras right
cameras.
now.
Cut them right now.
Um.
But you said
So
you had a
yeah.
question about box office.
Well, it was just in regards to Blue Beetle. Blue Beetle.
Mm-hmm.
I think we got that covered already. We talked about it with the
Yeah.
100 million. It was actually a movie question I had for you
Okay.
because I wanted to bring it up. I think we mentioned it in the previous episode, but my mind is blurry. I wanted you to kind of go in a little bit about this little movie called Past Lives.
Oh yeah. Did you ever watch it?
I'm going to, but I wanted you to kind of just give me more detail about the story.
Okay. I
Yeah,
do it
because
in
I know it's on video, right? Like you can stream it.
You can stream it. Yeah, I think for a price though. You can't like, it's not on
Oh,
like actual streaming. You have to rent it. But never mind. I'm not gonna say pirate it off somewhere. We don't condone that here. But if you do cam rips,
or
more power.
bflix.com.
Yeah. Oh my gosh! You just straight out. Hey, giving out. This is the final episode. Final episode. We're bringing up
Contribute. I mean,
we
come
are
on.
we're bringing up cults. We're bringing up the
Did you ever
Illuminati.
see? Yeah. Did you ever see that it was an ad, but it was for pirating?
Yeah, it was in
And they
front
made
of.
it so sketchy and it's so 90s. And it was
Yeah.
like rock and roll in the background. And it's like they made it like seem like so punk rock. And you're like, dude,
Yep.
you're making me want to be a punk rocker. Like, I'm gonna
Yeah.
start pirating movies. Like the
The
ad
good old
worked, but
days.
not for its intention. I think the, the mark was like here and you're all over it, man. Not
Yeah.
here. It was
Yeah.
kudos to advertisement though. But yeah, it was always playing in like VHS
Yeah.
and I would rewind it and I'm like sick. Like this is so
So.
Y2K. No, actually like
Oh.
very vintage 90s. It's weird.
Yeah.
Um but yeah, pirating. The first time, and
No.
I'll say something about this. When I went to the movie theaters once, and I was very little, but also I was a very dumb kid, and I feel like I transcribed to be a very dumb adult. Um, there was a sign in the Chula Vista AMC, and it said "No pirating," and it had a picture of a pirate. And I looked up to my dad, and I was like, "What does this mean? Like actual pirates? Like they're coming here?" And he's like, "No." They're like, he was like, "No." Basically they don't want you to film the movie. And I was like, what are you talking about? I was like, yeah, because if you film the movie, you can just, upload that and resell it, and that's how you get movies. And like my dad was like, son piratas, son películas piratas. And I was like, oh,
Hmm.
okay. And then I went to Mexico and that's all they had. Like you don't ever buy a physical copy of a movie there. You get a blank disc with some Photoshop art that someone made and a computer, and they slap it on a very thin
Yep.
uh DVD container,
And they sell
and
it
then
outside of every
they
food for
sell it.
less.
Yeah, and they sell. Yeah, you'll get some at the border. Back in the day
Yeah.
when it was cool, it's like, hey, the new Endgame is out. Like, you want to
Yep.
watch it? It's like it just came out last week. My guy's like,
And
yeah,
then
yeah, we
and
got it.
then turns out that Optimus Prime is in it and Batman's in it and so is Jack Sparrow.
Now
And
those
then the T-Rex lifts Mjolnir. The T-Rex from Jurassic World lifts Mjolnir. So,
that's hilarious.
have you seen
That's
that?
hilarious.
Have you seen
Yes,
that fake edit?
that edit is masterclass art, and I think
I think that's
everybody's
the original cut.
yeah, I think that's the
So,
extended cut too.
yeah,
Yeah, 3 hours was. I mean, Endgame was supposed to be 6 hours, not three.
where Steve and the T-Rex both lift it. And yeah. But to answer your question about past lives, do you want spoilers or no?
Yeah, give me the spoilers.
Okay. I think it's such a realistic take on like what it is to be in love with the idea of somebody. And not
Oh,
necessarily the person. And to know like that person at a specific point in their life or a specific time in their life, and you keep revisiting that based on this idea that you had of what they were when you knew them, and then they don't end up being that person. But neither is the like you, neither like you like the character like in terms of like that. So it like I know that's kind of vague, also not like very
no,
spoilery, I guess.
actually, that's
Um
not big at all. I think if anybody that was in a situation or has experienced a situation of being in love with the idea of someone,
yeah.
especially for my delusional people out there, me included. Hi.
Oh yeah.
Sorry. Um, just kidding. But in that form of aspect, like
Ooh,
if that's actually a pretty narrowed down without obviously giving spoilers, so
yeah.
thank you in a
Yeah.
sense. I don't think
Yeah.
it's fake. I think that channel that felt like therapy.
Yeah, it's like it's. I feel like it's just such a like realistic take because I feel like we live in a society today where we're in love with ideas of things and we are actually like in love with the actual thing, and that, I think that goes with like everything else. Like you're not just like actually like love in terms of like being in a relationship with somebody, but I think like we like the idea of doing things and that's why we do them. Like for example, a perfect example is like getting drunk, and like getting blacked out drunk, like you like the idea of what it is to be drunk, but then you hate it when you wake up with a hangover, or you hate it when you lose your car keys or something like that, or
Your
the
glasses.
yeah, exactly, so it's just like you like the idea of these
Can
things.
confirm.
Yeah, so I yeah, 100%. So I feel like that's the perfect way to sum up the film, and my idea is like being in love with the idea of somebody of when you knew them, and then when they don't pan out to be what you expected them to be, that's like uh obviously it's disappointing, you know.
Right.
So, but it's like in all honesty, this is one of probably because like I don't know if I've mentioned it. I'm pretty sure I have. I'm a sucker for like heartbreak films, like films that like break your heart. Um, I love films without happy endings. I love them. I think because
Like the realistic kind, or just
realistic,
like the
fake.
sad ass ones, like
You know, I mean, obviously, who doesn't love a good like love story film? All the
of
cheesy
course.
stuff. But we remember the films that break our hearts: La La Land, 500 Days of Summer, Titanic, Moulin Rouge. I'm gonna remember
Her
Past Life. Yeah, her.
Lost in Translation.
Yeah, there you go. And then what's the one with Jim Carrey and
Oh, is it All About Mary? Or
no, no,
is
it's
it the one where it's kind of like you took like acid? Is it Yes Man? No, it's not Yes Man.
no, no, that's a comedy.
I know. But comedies can be breakful.
Yeah, you're right.
Um
Might have to look it up. I was just talking to I
why
was
why am
just
I
talking
blanking?
about my to with my sister about it. Um
The Truman Show.
no, no, no. The eternal sunshine of the spotless mind.
Oh yeah, that one.
Yeah, so like, um but no, yeah, it's just like we remember the films that like break our hearts, Endgame. No, I'm just yes and no, but
Yeah.
but
I
no, yeah,
mean,
Past Lives is honestly is a great film. I can honestly see it being nominated for like international, maybe an international film or like indie film of the year. Uh, at the Oscars. I don't know if it'll get nominated for best motion picture. I'd love it to, just because it's probably my personal favorite film of the year.
I hope it at
Um,
least makes the list.
but everybody who saw this film loved the film. Check it out. Check it out. If when you watch it, we can do it. Well, we can talk about it. We'll do it. We'll dedicate an episode to it.
Okay.
Just talking about the film, and so it's just like yeah. I mean, it's a great film. I loved that film so much. I was I wouldn't say I was sad after seeing it. I was like, dang, that is just like life. Like that's life.
That's crazy because
Yeah.
I love when movies can give you that emotion and be like, "Hey,
Yeah.
I know this is a movie, but this is also reality for you. Like this can be it.
Cause
This
like
could
there
be
like it's no secret there's no action in the film or anything like that. And I wouldn't even say there's necessarily like any like serious like drama in the film. It literally like it's like, I don't want to say it's like heavy dialogue, but obviously it's all dialogue. Um, but it's just like it I think it just embodies like again like what it is to just be in love with the idea of someone, and of someone you knew, and I think like it just really how like it just really helps bring that I guess idea like that type of love to the big screen and in a way that is just like wow, this is like it feels almost like realistic, you know.
yeah, I can understand that.
But
Oh
it's a
man.
great film. It's a fantastic film. It's an A24 film as well, so it's guaranteed to be a certified banger. Um, you know, so
Guaranteed to be certified.
yes, guaranteed to be certified fresh by the rating of our real addiction. If you do, if
Yeah.
not Rotten Tomatoes. So, but
Sponsorship incoming.
probably not.
Not by them. Honestly, no, I wouldn't
I'd
want to be
hate.
sponsored. I want to
Yeah,
be on I want to be
no,
sponsored by AMC. Because
that'd be
Rotten Tomatoes
nice.
has it wrong sometimes.
Yeah,
Sometimes. And
AMC
it's
would
like,
be. Hey, AMC, send us
yo,
uh,
give us swag. Like we
some free
almost bought your
sweaters.
sweaters, but like,
Give us those free sweaters. We come to this
why
place.
was that at?
I almost bought it. I almost bought it too.
Yeah, it's red. It's lovely. It has a beautiful color. Um, there
What
is
have you been watching lately?
I was just gonna ask you that. Oh my God. Okay. So I actually starting a movie yesterday called actually I started it, but I didn't finish it. So that's I'm not gonna get into that then. I've
What
just
film
been
was it
catching
though?
up.
What film was it?
It's called Love Again, and it's on Netflix. It was trending online, and it has Priyanka I don't want to butcher her last name, but
Oh,
it's Nick Jonas's wife.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, her and then some other actors that I don't know. And I think it's a comedy drama. It
Mhm,
starts off pretty hot and heavy,
mhm.
in the sense that it has that like when something's gonna happen when things just seem so perfect and you're like, okay,
Yeah.
this seems like really cute. It starts off with our main lead Priyanka at a coffee shop and she's doing some art. She is a storybook illustrator
Mhm,
and she is working on a project focused on a caterpillar. She has an interaction with her soon to be husband, I believe. Context clues, because they're interchanging words, which is something that I kind of wanted to bring up, and I wanted to get your opinion too, but remind me on that part because my
yeah.
ADHD. Um, they continue. They have this really cute interaction, and then he has to go to a meeting. As he's going to a meeting, there's an accident, and he's involved in the accident, and it happens right in front of her eyes. And then it cuts to her like a frame, like a zoom in frame of her in disbelief, and I don't know if it's in slow motion. It starts off as slow motion because it her movement towards the end is, but I think she was just like the woman was too stunned to speak
Yeah.
moment where she just like saw the love of her life just die in front of her.
Mhm.
And then it cuts to 2 years later and she's depressed and living at her parents' house.
Oh, so
And her sister's
normal.
trying to bring her out of that depression and getting her to move back into the city in her apartment. Meanwhile, we get introduced to the other love interest. Um, and he is in a different situation. I think he's going through a breakup, and the girlfriend is now dating this new guy. So he's like addicted. He has notifications on whenever she posts, and he's like looking through everything. And that's where I left off.
Oh, it sounds like
Which I'll pick
so.
it up tonight and see how it goes because I mean obviously this was after a long shift last night and I put
Yeah.
it on and I remember all that play by play, so it has me interested. However, I'm just like I like I don't want to watch a movie and like feel like I called it, but my mind just doesn't know when to stop.
Yeah.
Um, but that's it so far. I've seen that. I've been catching up on Only Murders in the Building. Luckily, that's a weekly thing. I finished.
Is the new season out already?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
we're 5 episodes in.
Oh, okay.
And so far I am engaged. They're doing a bunch of twists. They're giving you suspects per usual.
Mm-hmm.
and they're throwing you around like you need a who done it. That's what I love about the show. Like it's so good. I love the show. It's really fun. The additions of Paul Rudd and Meryl Streep, and even the new characters involved are really fun,
Okay.
and they all have their personalities. And again, if you haven't watched it yet, go check it out. And if you kind of want a more of a deep dive, I did do an episode on Only Murders in the Building. It's on TV in Korea. I think it's episode 3.
Mm-hmm.
So watch that, please.
You know, it would be cool because I know you like talk about them and like what you like about them. But I think also like if we had like episodes like on like your own solo episodes where you review them,
Like a deep dive.
like yeah, like the season review of like Only Murders in the Building, because that's what we
Yeah,
have planned for Ahsoka. If you guys are wondering, is the reason we haven't reviewed Ahsoka is simply because we want to do a an episode dedicated to us solely talking all about Ahsoka at the end of the season.
right. We
We
want to review the season as a whole, as
yeah.
opposed to we're just switching up that formula because I feel like it works
We
better.
don't want to give you the same content every week, is what we're saying.
Yeah, or
Like,
every year,
yeah,
we're just doing different things,
yeah.
clearly.
We
Uh,
have a lot of other fun episodes planned as well that we want
oh
to
my God, we have some holiday specials.
that we do. Yeah.
uh, yeah, or
Um.
at least like shoots, which we're really excited about.
Yeah. Also, too, we wanted to do a open discussion on Secret Invasion, but it. I'm gonna be honest. I went in. I
Uh,
tried 3 episodes. I couldn't do it. I know at some point I'm gonna power
bro,
through it,
you
but
and I
it
both. I mean, I
just
think I was like, I mean, the first episode in, and then I was like, I'm
yeah.
kind of hooked, and then I saw the second episode, and then I just blanked it out.
Yeah, because the original idea we were through text is that Miguel and I were like, yeah, we'll do an episode at the end of the season, and then the next week's episode came out. Neither of us watched it. The following week's episode came out. Neither of us watched it. And it's not that like okay, it's not like any MCU fatigue. It's just I think it's just like not having interest in what the MCU is putting out. Like if it was a film, I would have watched it, no problem. You know, like it's different. Like but like MCU TV shows have just not been hitting. Like I'm waiting for Loki because obviously that's something
That
I'm gonna be
that's
like glued to my
that's the
TV
banger.
screen. Yeah, like
Yeah.
glued to my TV screen right there. You
That's
know?
we're seated for Loki season 2.
Yeah,
Absolutely. We're seated for season 2.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, man. Ahsoka will be reviewed as a full season, and we're excited. So far, I mean, are you catching up?
I'm behind. I haven't watched last week's episode, so I'm gonna do
Oh,
I'm gonna do a two for this week, just so
okay.
I have double content to watch.
Yo,
Cause
seriously, I kind of that's what I've been doing with Only Murders, but I realized that Only Murders drops on Tuesdays,
yeah,
and so obviously by the time you're listening to this, future me, past me has seen this already.
yeah,
But I was trying to do that, and then I thought it was Monday, and it's not Monday, and
yeah.
yeah, so now I'm caught up. But another show that I have been watching, I finished, which I'm really sad about. I'm pissed, Hulu. I am upset
We got a bone to pick with you,
because you
Hulu.
put this out and you gave me because you selected this show for a target audience, and I was part of that target audience because it's a revival, requel show to your How I Met Your Mother. But How I Met
Oh
Your Father got
yeah,
canceled after the second
that's
season,
right. I heard about
and I'm
that.
upset because okay, I'm like slightly upset. My end games are there for season 2, but it kind of ends on a cliffhanger for a character that I really love, and his name is Sid, who, by the way, fun fact, is the lead actor in Life of Pi. So it's great to see him again in a role that absolutely kills it as the charming Sid. But Sid doesn't have a happy end game, and it's destroying me. And I won't ever know if he will ever be happy again, thanks to Hulu
Yeah,
for canceling. Like, I get it. The review, like, I mean, the reviews were positive. Like, there was some good writing in this show. And I've personally never been a fan of How I Met Your Mother, for my own reasons. But I felt like this show obviously deviated completely in its formula for who it was targeted at. Then again, this came out 2005 originally. The How I Met Your Mother
yeah.
came out
That's not a long
2005.
time though
So yeah,
on
and it
on
was on for
TV.
like a long time.
Like 10
So
years.
granted, we get it. I
Yeah.
get it. but this was definitely more Gen Z.
Yeah.
And I fall in that category or millennial, obviously. You have Hillary Duff
So
in there.
Hulu has now been added to the people that we have beef with.
Yeah.
It now joins Lizzo and people that we beef with on this podcast. So congratulations,
And,
Hulu. You are
and
in
yeah, Hulu.
beefs
If
with
you
me.
even dare cancel Only Murders in the Building without giving a proper finale, I will write a letter.
I feel like somebody would pick that up.
Absolutely. They be dead wrong. And
I
funny
feel
enough, did
like
you know that You wasn't a Netflix original?
yeah, it wasn't. It was on one of those other shows or one of those other TV.
Like the
Yeah,
other TV, yeah, like Hallmark. I
yeah,
mean,
not Hallmark for sure, but it was on. It was yeah, you was on something that was on a like actually on TV. Season 1 was. I think it was simultaneously streaming on Netflix.
that's
Um,
I never knew that. That was a Netflix original. They could have fooled me as to
yeah,
like had they not announced that, it would have been like,
yeah. It's
oh,
funny
okay.
you bring up you because I finally watched season 4. I guess to answer your question on what I've been watching, because I was oh my gosh, I have been so on and off with New Girl, because that is one show I've been watching since the beginning of the year and I can't finish it. I can't finish it.
But to be honest though, New Girl is a show that you kind of just put on a random episode and you pick back like it's like Parks and Recreation. You can put any episode, whatever season, and you can enjoy it and know what's going on.
Yeah,
Because there's like even though you have 8 seasons, it's like 22 episodes long, they're kind of random.
yeah, but you know how like first time you watch a show, you kind of pay attention and you watch it through for the most part. Like
Right.
this is my first watch through New Girl.
Oh,
So it's been tough because when Jess left, because Zoe Deschanel was pregnant and Megan Fox came onto the show, I feel like it really disrupted the chemistry that they all built together. And because I don't know what it was, but right before Zoe Deschanel that like took the hiatus on the show, they had I don't know. I felt like the show was just on like a hot one where they were just busting out like good episode after good episode, and then Megan Fox came in and it really disrupted what they had going on. And then Megan Fox was there for like 15, 20 episodes, and by when Megan Fox was leaving, I'd finally felt she finally got into like where I had accepted her and I was like, okay, she's good. Like, I'm liking how she is working with like how she integrates into this, into that family that they are the in that the loft, and then Zoe Deschanel came back, Jess came back, and I was just like, oh my gosh, this is rough. It was from transition to transition to transition, and I just feel
yeah.
like it was just so rough. But they're finally back at it. I miss Coach so much.
I miss
Um,
Coach too.
oh my gosh. At first,
Like,
when
no, I love you, Winston, for sure. And I think everybody
yeah.
rides for Winston as much.
Well, what are you
But
saying? What are you saying? No, I'm totally joking. I'm reaching. I'm reaching.
well, like I mean,
I'm
like Winston is
reaching.
great. I
Yeah.
love Winston. Don't get me wrong. I love Winston. But then there's Coach.
Yeah. Coach is just like in a different level. Like, cause at first I didn't like
He's one of
Coach.
the Wayne bros. Like, yes.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, no, he's not. No, he's not actually. He's
he's a
not.
cousin.
He's one of the sons of the Wayne brothers.
Shut up.
Yeah, he is one of the
No.
sons. He's not
Also,
a.
did you know that there's three of them? Not sons. Three Wayne bros?
There's like 7 of them.
Oh shoot, you're right.
They used to have a show back in the
Oh,
90s with all of them, and then they tried to do the revival on Netflix. He's the son of the
Marlon?
dad from no. What was the show on it was on like CW or like before it was CW. And
Oh
it was
man.
like Married with Children, but not Married with Children.
My wife and
Yes,
kids.
My Wife and Kids. That's
Yes.
Coach's dad. Real life dad. Yeah. I looked it up because I was just like, hold
Oh
on.
my
I was
god.
like, is he
Lineage tree here.
like? I was like,
Dude,
because
those jeans are strong. Y'all got some
yeah,
handsome
and
ass.
they're all stupidly funny.
And they're all so creative.
Yeah, like
Oh man.
Coach leaving really, I was so sad because I loved Coach. Coach also just vibes so well with everybody on there. And then Schmidt is just like great in his own. Nick's a fan.
The Smith and Nick combo though.
Yeah.
I give you cookie, you give me cookie.
Yeah, I got you cookie. You got me
Yeah,
cookie. I got you cookie.
yeah.
You know,
It's like,
I got you cookie. Get you cookie. Got you cookie. Yeah, that was such a great episode. And then oh my gosh, when Jess left, this is what I will praise the show for. And Cece kind of stepped into the Jess role, and uh, she gets closer to Winston, and like they
yes,
become like really good like friends, and then Schmidt and Cece are getting married, and they're doing something like they're like shopping or something, and Winston, or not Winston. Schmidt says to Cece, he's just like, yeah, he's just like, I don't know what's going on with Winston. You know, I feel like he's hiding something from me, and I think it's another cat, and he doesn't want to tell me. And then and Cece responds, he's fostering it. He's only had it like a couple weeks, and like she knows because she's obviously close to him. It was the funniest thing ever. It was so great. Like, oh my
I
gosh,
know
like
exactly what episode you're
yeah,
talking about.
yeah, like it was so great. My sister's watching that '70s show right now. She's rewatching
Oh,
that. So I'll sit down every once in a while to watch it with her. So like it's been fun to rewatch that cuz those episodes that's another show like after you've seen it one time, you can just put it on and it's funny, you
of
know?
course. Yeah. Also, it
Um
just brings back so many memories. Like, of
oh
course, like we
yeah.
were watching as the show went on, but it was so nice to like come home after school and watch like an episode of Parks and Rec, and then like change the channel and then watch an episode of that '70s show,
Yeah.
and then like wait for Supernatural or The Flash later in the evening. But yeah, like
Yeah.
it was such a good time for television at the time of our high school years,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. Here's something unrelated because we don't really cover wrestling on here, but I think you'll like to hear this because it gives into the meme of John Cena. So obviously the meme with
Oh,
John Cena
please.
is that he's invisible, right? You can't see him. That's his whole gimmick. So today on Raw, or Monday on Raw, I should say, when you're hearing this episode, they finally gave in to like they finally acknowledged the whole meme that you can't see him. So they literally the camera work for the like they introduce like, oh, John Cena's on the show today, and they play his music and everything, and he comes out, and the cameraman, see, this is one thing in wrestling culture, the cameraman is like known by like a bunch of like wrestling fans, like like the wrestling community loves the main cameraman because of how great his camera work is, how much he is like grown with the business. He's been there years, so people were like mentioning him on like Twitter and like social media. His name's Stu, the main camera guy. And they're like Stu's camera work to actually follow. So basically his music plays, nobody comes out, but the camera work is acting as if he's there. And it's
Stop.
literally following as if John
Stop.
Cena was there. It's the greatest thing ever. It I know camera work isn't necessarily acting, but that cameraman Stu he was cooking, and he was in his bag because it was the greatest thing. Like they all knew what they were doing. Like the WWE creative knew what they were doing that day. I'm pretty sure
That's awesome.
it was pretty
That's
great. I'll send you the video of it after if you guys haven't look it up because it's stupid funny. It's just stupid funny. I'm pretty sure Cena appeared after because after the show ends, like the live show, they'll have a couple matches after for being there live basically. So you get extra like extra bang for your buck, I guess. So I'm pretty sure Cena popped out after, to actually be there.
freaking awesome. I hope John Cena loved that.
Oh yeah, well he's
Oh
there
man.
actually now. So he was on hiatus, but there's rumor the rumor
Is he
is
coming
that
back?
so the rumor is because SAG-AFTRA is striking, he went back to the WWE. So that's what they're saying. Yeah,
No.
yeah,
What
that's
about
what
Peacemaker season 2, James Gunn?
I know he has plans for it. That's what he said. When he
Yeah,
actually
unless it's
decides to get
scrapped.
around to it, no, I don't think it's scrapped. The first season was too successful.
So killer.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Oh my God.
But
Speaking of television, or I mean, well, yeah, in regards to television, I was thinking the other day as I'm doing my little scroll, uh, what would you think, or how would you feel about a scary movie revival, but instead of it being another movie, I guess this wouldn't work because it's literally in the title, like an anthology scary movie where
hmm,
like each episode kind of pokes fun at a horror movie
I mean, the easy thing
in a
is that
comedic way. Has that been done before?
I don't know. I never saw Scream Queens, but I think that was like a meant to be like an actual like
Uh,
real horror, right?
you know what? Yeah, Scream Queens was kind of yeah, because Scream Queen was stupid funny.
Yeah.
At the time of watching Scream Queens, uh,
You can.
when it was like during Comic Con and everyone went to go like show Juan went to that Comic Con, he got everybody's signature. He was so excited to be there, but he told I remember seeing the Comic Con panel for it, and they were like, "Oh yeah, like the writing is so good, it's so ahead of its time." Granted, season one is really funny.
Hmm.
Season two kind of has its high moments and its lows, mostly lows. It doesn't make sense sometimes, but that's the beauty of it. Um, but now up on rewatch, it's really good. Like at the time when I saw that, I was like, "What are they talking about?" I remember tuning in weekly and being like so over it and being like, "This is so stupid." Like I'm not laughing
Yeah.
at anything. And then I rewatching it, I'm like, "Oh wait, this I wasn't ready."
Hmm.
Yeah. So,
I think.
but I was thinking about it because I guess for me in my head, it would kind of just fall in that anthology uh,
Well,
isk of like each episode would be a take on a certain horror movie
yeah, but in a comedic way.
in a comedic
Well,
way.
I mean,
Yeah.
the easiest thing to do is just slap Scary Movie, the TV series. Easy way to
Oh
do
yeah,
that,
like
you know.
Scream the TV series. Yeah.
Yeah, it's an easy way to just slap it, you know, or yeah, I mean Scary Movie the TV
Scary
series.
Movie the series.
Yeah. You know, the series, yeah. There you go, perfect like that.
Copyright.
Yeah.
Copyright.
Oh, yep. Run me my
Yeah.
money, you
Literally.
know. No, I mean easy cuz like think about like how many films like you can do and how many films like you can revisit it cuz like think about all the films they've already done. Scream, Poltergeist,
Yeah. There's a
you
huge
know.
category, even all the bad ones,
Yeah. You know.
like the really bad ones, like Saw. I'm kidding.
Yeah. But like they've made fun of War of the Worlds, The Ring, Signs. Um, they also
Yeah.
did I think
Seven. They
yeah
yeah they
there
did
were
seven.
how
Hannibal
I know what you
Lecter.
did last summer. You know, so it's just like I think it'd be funny. You know, and you
I'm
could have
gonna
like a
yeah.
nobody cast.
Yes.
Like I think like it would work for like a nobody cast, and they would get big off of this.
That was Anna Faris's first role.
Was it really now?
Yeah.
Hmm.
She hadn't had one before. She literally moved over to LA because the Wayans brothers was like, "We saw your audition. We really like you. Come.
Oh wow.
Like come to LA." And they got her a plane ticket and she tried she literally she like she was like, "I hope this movie succeeds." And it did, thank God.
Yeah.
And obviously she's amazing in it. And you can't even tell that's her first like gig. But
Yeah.
yeah, Anna Faris, that scary movie was her first gig. All thanks to the Wayans Bros. Till this day, she's very thankful for those movies and them.
Shorty, pick up the phone.
Yes.
Chilling,
Ah,
killing.
I didn't realize it was going to turn out to be an hour episode.
Yeah, neither did I. I didn't think we'd go that long. You got anything else you want
No,
to
the
talk about or
time.
add?
What?
You got anything else you want to add or talk about?
Oh no, no, no! I thought you
No.
said we want to talk about our ad. I'm like, we have an
Oh, we
ad.
have an ad now. Wow, wow. This is obviously definitely like more fun. I think we should do this more, where we just sit down
Yeah,
and
I feel like it'd be nice.
just
It's a
talk.
good little curveball and just talk.
Yeah, I feel like
And I feel like it's funny too. We've talked about this before. Sometimes these episodes do better.
yeah. I was literally about to say I have a feeling this one's gonna do good.
Yeah,
It's a different different thing. Keep people more engaged. Once you actually get past the box office, that's the only formulated thing we had for this episode. But
yeah.
no,
If
yeah.
basically you want to see or hear, because you can now see us if you haven't yet, subscribe to the Our Real Addiction YouTube channel.
What a way to
Go ahead
just
and do that.
plug it in right there.
I know, man. You gotta find your ways
You can
in.
now see us.
Low Rees. Yeah, if you want to see us or if you want to listen to us on the go too on Spotify, Apple, and Google Podcasts. Um yeah, uh this is our conversations off camera, which is
Yeah,
really nice. This
yeah.
is documented evidence that we existed, we were present, and I've had a really bad hair day. So if you really want to see my bad hair day, go check it out. I feel like it'd give you spunk.
A really bad hair day for Miguel is Adam's best hair day. Let that
Honestly, bring back red hair Adam.
no,
Show him my
that
contact
was belonged
as
in
red hair Adam.
the insane asylum, Adam.
That's hilarious.
If I have a photo, I'll put it up here, and
Yeah,
we'll
it's
make
like
that
it's one
one
of
of
my
the
favorite
reels.
mugshots.
Uh,
It is. I
I'm
like,
pretty sure I have a photo of it somewhere.
yeah.
Me with red hair.
But yeah, thank you guys again. Sorry about last week, personal issues. Work.
Just one of those
Feel like
weeks.
you get it.
You need a
Yeah.
week off. We come in and
Yeah. And I
I
feel
f-
like almost everybody was kind of in the same span too, because school just returned. I know the overbearing parents were in town in different colleges for whatever reason and getting their kids adjusted and staying over for like a staycation in a sense. Because that
yeah,
happened here in San Diego. People were in. I was like, why is there so many people here? And
yeah.
also, why is it also why is there so much traffic and why is it dead?
Hmm.
But fall is upon us.
Fall
If you hit
is
up your local Vons or supermarket, you'll see decorations on aisle 5 and 6.
and
Or if you hit up your local Trader Jose's, as I like to call it,
Trader
they're gonna be
Jose's. Oh my gosh.
yeah, yeah.
Trademark.
You're gonna start seeing spooky stuff.
Hey, well, you forgot to mention the biggest part of fall. Check out your
Oh
local
my God, visit your
Starbucks.
local Starbucks because all my white girlfriends,
Oh,
girl/friends, we are no longer Miguel, we are Miguelia.
oh wow.
Okay, because you gotta end with Leah or Aaliyah. Like that Ted bit where it's like
You're
if she's
you're a Chad now.
no, it has to be like Fall Girl Summer. I
Fall
mean
girl.
Fall Girl.
Fall girl summer. What?
Fall Girl. Yeah, I know that's redundant. Fall Girl, what's the term?
Don't know. It's spooky season.
Spooky season, yeah.
Spooky vibes.
I know, dude. We
Spooky
have
vibes.
Universal Studios Halloween Horror Nights this month
It does. It does come back
on the
like that.
25th.
We were it's funny before we wrap this up. Yesterday or well, one Sunday I was working at Geek Squad. And everybody got a pumpkin spice latte except for me cuz I'm the only one that doesn't drink coffee. And I will tell you when I felt so left out not getting one, like I made a big mistake not getting one because I felt so left out eating my breakfast sandwich while they were
You,
all drinking
bro, it's CRACK. It's literally like it's overtaking me. I usually have my dark horse visit my local coffee shop. I love you guys. I'm sorry I'm cheating, but you will not see me this fall. You will
oof.
not even see me during winter because when they bring out those winter drinks too, I will be there. My drink of choice, because I'm a caffeine addict or a fiend. I don't like the word. I don't like the A word. Um, it's three pump. It's no, sorry. It's 3 shots of espresso. I
Oh my
call it them. I call it my Pedro
gosh.
Pascal. 3 shots of espresso over ice with the pumpkin cream foam on top.
Are you like shaking by noon?
I'm shaking all the time. I'm shaking right now,
You're
babe.
like,
Like it's funny because I never noticed it, but it works. It works for
no,
me
I'm fine.
because it's the equivalent of like taking your meds because you're like so laser focused and you're like, I'm ready for the day. Trust me though, the come down is bad. Like I just crashed, but then I just like it's becoming.
At that point, you're drinking. You got to be what has to be the equivalence of like an energy drink, if not more, right?
Oh no, more for sure. I think also too I've
Yeah.
become, and I'm not the only one, which is nice to find out about this because I didn't want to be alone. But now caffeine doesn't do much for me.
Oh,
Yeah,
you don't want to be
like
alone
it's
in that.
gotten to that point where caffeine doesn't do much for me, and even if I try to substitute it for tea, it's a little different.
So we're resulting to the real CRAACK. You know.
What?
So yeah.
No.
No, just kidding. Miguel confirmed to be
Whoa,
Cocaine
no.
Bear on
Not
the
I,
weekends. I'm
I
just
hope nobody knows how to spell.
kidding.
On that note, thank you for checking out episode 157
We're
of
ending
Our
on a
Real
high note
Addiction.
there.
Yeah, Our Real Addiction. I'm your host, Miguel.
And I'm Adam.
And yeah, sick Harvest Magna.
Sick Farmers Magna, everybody.